NEZUKO-chan!
Hey guys, welcome to the latest video where today we're going to be drawing Nezuko from Demon Hunter, also known as Kimetsu no Yaiba. For me, it's the anime of the season. I'm really enjoying this anime and I think a lot of people are too. It seems to be the biggest hit of the season. I think it's a really standard but well done shonen anime. It's got a lot of things going for it. It's got great art direction, great pacing, the music is phenomenal, and of course the animation is out of this world. I really like the character designs from the show, so really expect more fan art of the characters in the upcoming videos. I'm really loving their designs, and it's got so much character to them. And the line art is really fantastic because I'm using a brush pen here. It is the Pentel color brush pen, but in any case it does this brush pen look which I think in the anime they also do, where they vary the line art, so there's varying thicknesses to give it that really old sort of Japanese old painting kind of look, and I think the brush pen really lends itself well to that style. And you can see that I am varying the line thickness a lot in this drawing, going from very thin intricate lines and fine lines to some more thick strokes, and it gives the drawing a certain amount of energy and a certain amount of dynamism that you otherwise wouldn't get with, say, a ballpoint pen or a felt tip marker of sorts. You can see that even though it is very thick and it is a bit hard to control, you can get very thin intricate lines, and it takes a little bit of practice, but eventually you will be able to do some very fine lines and get a lot of control out of this brush pen. As you can see, I'm drawing the patterns in her yukata with the brush pen. So I'm using a gouache paint to color in my drawing, and for those of you who don't know what gouache is, it's basically an opaque watercolor. It's made out of the same things, pigments and binders as a watercolor is, but it is an opaque version of that. But if you add enough water to it, it essentially acts like a watercolor. So the more water you add to the gouache, the more transparent it becomes. So you can apply it straight up without any water or just a small amount of water, and it will be super opaque, like kind of like an acrylic or a poster paint would look. So it's really easy to apply and it's very forgiving, and it's something that I would definitely recommend beginners or anyone who doesn't paint that much to use, because it's just so easy to correct mistakes and just paint over stuff. And if you're familiar with watercolor, that it sort of works that way too. And I'm using a water brush here to apply my paints as opposed to a regular brush, just because it's also a lot more convenient, simply because I don't have to have a pot of water next to me to wash my brush in and clean my brush and make a big mess of things. It's very portable as well. It is a bit harder to use in the sense that it's hard to control the amount of water in your brush, and it is honestly a bit hard to tell how wet your brush is exactly. Even here you can see that I am having a little bit of trouble applying this paint evenly, just because the brush isn't that big and it doesn't hold that much paint. So every time you are getting paint from the palette, you're kind of mixing it from scratch, and it makes it a little bit hard to get the exact amount of water every single time the same. It's a new style that I am working with. I don't normally paint in this style, and so I'm sort of experimenting with this style as the channel goes on, I suppose. But I'm really enjoying it. It's honestly very straightforward, and it really is quite simple to execute and pull off, but it it takes a little bit of practice and just to get a feel for how this water brush works. I am usually a digital artist, so I don't normally paint my sketches in with a paint. I sketch a lot, but not paint it or color it into a finished piece. And it's something that I kind of want to get back into doing things traditionally using paints and markers and stuff like that. Just because I think it's good for me personally to explore new things, explore different styles, and maybe get an understanding of how to draw and color on a deeper level. And it's sort of an excuse for me to start this channel as well, which, by the way, does not have a name yet. So if you have any suggestions for what to name it, please let me know in the comments down below. I am having so much trouble finding a name for this new channel. We're at the end of this drawing, just finishing it off with a little bit of white gouache. If you like it, subscribe, you know the drill. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time.